This your host Corey Ashley coming at y'all live with another episode of the Press for Conversation podcast. I got a special guest in today, y'all. I got the NABF Junior Light Heavyweight Champion Taylor the Machine Gun Duerr. What's going on, man?
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So, quick question. Before we in this, what made you? How many amateur fights you had?
I had 33 amateur fights. I was 32 and 1.
Oh, cool. See, that's a cool. So, what made you get into boxing?
Honestly, I played hockey growing up. I was always kind of rough. I'm part of that last generation where kids actually played outside. So I had two older brothers, and I don't know. I was just attracted to it after watching a couple movies. And I was punching something when I was like 10. And my grandpa, who I respected a lot, made a positive comment on how I looked when I was punching. So that planted the seed, and I boxed from 10 to 15. And I was actually quite a standout. Bill Miller, Pops, trained me when I was 13, 14 years old, and he said that if I continued on the path that I was on, I would be a world champion by the time I was 22. So I dropped out when I was 15, though, and I stopped boxing completely. I didn't box for 10 years.
Well, I remember when I seen you first time, you was very impressive. And the last time I seen you was at the Motor City Casino. You fought a guy that was 13-2 at the time, and that was a very great, intriguing fight. And I just can say, man, I like the fact that you have 10 wins and you undefeated and you're an up and coming prospect. Now, being from Royal Oak, and did you start in the Royal Oak boxing, or you started down here?
No, I boxed in Detroit. I claim Detroit. I don't claim Royal Oak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about Bill Miller, because I hear great things about Miller. He trained champion James Toney and a couple other champions.
Emmanuel Stewart is an amateur?
Yeah. So he was actually one of the assistant coaches over there at Crump as well back then. So I know one thing is different about Bill Miller that he's going to do today. He didn't do pad work.
No,
he didn't do pad work, man. So Bill Miller was a great teacher. And being over here at the world's best boxing gym, what made you come over here to the world's best boxing gym, and how did you get the chance to know Coach Jay?
So I was training with Marlon Thomas, and over at the Detroit Boxing Jungle, my manager Phil Awada hired Marlon as my trainer, and Marlon wanted me to start coming down here to train at 10:30 because he had Derek Coleman Jr. training down here with Devontae Shoemade, a couple other guys who are friends of mine now that were my teammates. And I started coming down here and getting some real work in. I was still green, I had only had 5 fights, but I had no real good training. I was just kind of a slugger street fighter. But Marlon kind of shaped me into, a good baseline for, what Jay ended up taking over and starting to craft a real boxer out of me. So.
Right. So what's the most thing you like about Coach Jay and his system of boxing at the world's best boxing club here?
You know what? V said before, the environment here is definitely different. You got gyms like Kronk, but Kronk is a legendary gym, and I'll always have massive amounts of respect for it. But now it's like Sugar Hill's gotten so big that he's over in England right now training with Tyson Fury, and they have a bunch of Russian imports. There's not a lot of local guys down there, so when you go there, you don't even feel like you're in Detroit.
Right.
So when you come here, the banter, it's like that old barbershop talk. You got Tyner over there talking shit all the time. And Jay is always just chilling, man, and he's. I have massive amounts of respect for Jay and what he's been through in his life.
Right.
And, after going through a couple camps with him and seeing what his methods are, and that's just something I'm comfortable with here, man. He always takes care. Like, for example, I'll be weighing in and I have to cut a lot of weight to get to 75. It's a pretty massive cut. So he'll be at the weigh-ins every time with his special juice that he makes to rehydrate you.
Oh man! You see, a lot of people don't understand how much of a workhorse you are.
Yeah.
Any times I came to the gym, man, you be clanging and banging, man. It's nonstop work, and a lot of fighters in Detroit, they need to take a heed to that.
Yeah.
I think you're a great example for the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
And also, I think a lot of people don't know that you got a lot of stores for the division, man. The light heavyweight division, man.
Yeah.
And I think you can compete with any one of them guys, man. I think next year I would like to see you go against Joe Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I would love that.
Yeah, I think you ready for Joe Smith. Joe Smith, you know, both you guys are very impressive, especially you because like I said, I get to see you alive, and I just love how the way you work. I think it's a great thing how you come in here and you just take care of business.
Yeah, man.
And, I mean, when you said the machine gun, I mean it's the machine and the AK-47. You know? So man, it's a blessing, man. Kudos to him on that, y'all. Like, yeah, kudos to him on that. Now that what's in stores? What's next?
I got a fight coming up. I'm not going to talk about it because I can't announce it yet because
Okay.
nothing's official.
Okay.
But I'm in training camp right now. It's for it's going to be for a regional title from one of the divisions or
Okay.
one of the belts. It's a bigger one, so that's all I'll say about that right now. It's about 4 to 6 weeks away. But everything's unofficial, so I'm not saying anything. But I'm getting in really good shape. I've been down in Florida training at Warriors boxing gym. I train here when I'm home, and the heat down there is just giving me some kind of shape.
Right.
Man.
It's like a sauna on steroids.
Yeah, it's like you're breathing in water for real.
So, man, how do it feel to this man just punch somebody in the mouth, man? You know.
How does it feel? It depends on who it is, I guess. There have been fights where I felt bad for the guy, really. But there's also been fights where it was so competitive that it was like, a knockdown was the best rush in the world. Like, I would have stopped my last opponent, but a lot of people don't know that I had a broken rib going into that last fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And,
wow.
Derek Miller broke my rib in training camp.
Oh yeah.
In the
See,
last
that's
fight.
crazy. See how that is. Like, this is why I say you're a workhorse because you can never tell.
Yeah,
Like, you got so much heart, man, and so much potential. You just go in there like, hey, fuck it, like, I'm not just going there and I'm about to just beat this guy's up, man. And you did that guy pretty bad, man. I'm glad I ain't that guy. I'm gonna tell you one thing, hey, man.
He was tough.
The best thing about
He got up twice.
yeah, man, that was a crazy fight, man. That was, what you think about Detroit boxing now? What's the state?
Like you said, man, there's not enough people that want to be dedicated to it. I think in order to plant that seed of like being really dedicated, you need to have real idols. Like there's only a few guys that can really be idolized by the Detroit inner city kids, which is like, Tony Harrison can be idolized because all the stuff that he does.
Yes.
He's got a great program over there at Superbad, but like. There's just a lack of work ethic, and here, me and like Marlon Harrington, we're the two staples here, and we're the two main fighters here. And if anybody has a problem with that, come contest it. So
y'all hear that, boy?
And Tyner used to be.
You hear that, boy?
Tyner used to be the main fixture here, but
they down here giving out the business down here, boy. World's best boxer.
Yeah, so there's not enough work ethic in the city right now, But I want it to be clear that I came in green 3 years ago, just a street fighter, and just because of my work ethic, sorry to cut you off. Just because of my work ethic, I worked my ass off and I've got to where I'm at. So if you got guys with talent that work hard, they can be great.
And yes, and one of the great things I see down here that you got a great former fighter, like Leonardo Turner. He did a lot. He fought Canelo. He fought a lot of great fights. He fought Lamar Peterson. He gave Charles Hadley his first ass whooping. So that's a great thing to have him down here. He's tough. He's mentally, physically tough. And he's ready for whatever. And to have him down here in camp with y'all is very beautiful. And then to have Coach J, the enormous Coach J, oh man. When they say 2 for 1, yeah.
All right, that's enough for the podcast. You gotta train, bro.
All right, y'all.
It's time to train.
Before we leave, is there any social media for the fans out there that want to get to see you more?
Yeah, just at Machine Gun Duerr on Instagram. Follow me. And Taylor Duerr on Facebook.
All right, there y'all have it, y'all. That's the end. Peace.